Rguroo's append function enables you to add or append cases from one dataset to another, and it's not required that the variables from the two datasets be identical. For simplicity, in this tutorial, I'm going to be using dataset A, dataset B, and dataset C from the Rguroo user guide repository. If you need assistance loading these datasets, please reference our video, Uploading a Dataset from an Rguroo repository. From the Data toolbar, click on the Functions menu, and then scroll down to Append. The Data Append dialog box consists of a top dataset and a bottom dataset, referring to the order in which the datasets will append. There is also two sections titled Include and Keep Order. The Include section allows you to select the variables you wish to retain. Let me explain these buttons more thoroughly. The Common Radio button includes only the variables that are common to both the top and the bottom datasets. The Both Radio button includes all variables present in either the top or bottom datasets. But keep in mind that for variables in one dataset that are not in the other, we'll have missing values denoted by NA. The Only Top Dataset radio button includes only variables present in the top dataset, regardless of whether they are in the bottom dataset. And the Bottom Dataset radio button includes only variables present in the bottom dataset, regardless of whether they are present in the top. Now the Keep Order section gives the user the option on how to arrange the variables to be appended. The As Top Dataset radio button makes it so that the leftmost variables in the top dataset will appear first in the newly appended dataset. The remaining variables, if any, will be from the bottom dataset in their original order. Similarly, the As Bottom Dataset radio button makes it so that the leftmost variables in the bottom dataset will appear first in the results, and the remaining variables, if any, will be from the top dataset in their original order. The Sorted Ascending radio button takes the variables in the appended dataset and lists them in alphabetical order A to Z from left to right. And finally, the Sorted Descending radio button takes the variables in the appended dataset and lists them in reverse alphabetical order Z to A. Let me show you an example using dataset A and dataset B. These two datasets have 5 common variables: physician, patient, month, blood pressure 1, and blood pressure 2. However, the order of the variables patient and physician are inconsistent between the two datasets. Let's keep the Common Radio button active in the Include section, but append these two datasets in reverse alphabetical order by selecting Sorted Descending. Let's now hit the preview icon. Here you'll see all 5 variables are now appended into one consistent format. Since both datasets had common variables, all the data from dataset A is at the top, and all the data from dataset B is at the bottom. Click back on the Basics button, and this time I'm going to change my bottom dataset to dataset C. Dataset C was constructed by removing the variable blood pressure 2 from dataset B. If we hit the preview icon now, the appended dataset will only contain the common variables, and thus the variable blood pressure 2 does not appear. Let's change things up even more. Click back on the Basics button again, but this time hit the Top Dataset radio button in the Include section and the As Top Dataset button in the Keep Order section. Now click on the preview icon to see the results. Here we see all the variables from dataset A. However, the last 4 cases for the variable blood pressure 2 have NA values since the bottom dataset, dataset C, did not include that variable. If you would like further details and examples on how to use the append function, we encourage you to reference the chapter Appending and Merging Two Datasets from our user guidebook.